The story begins in an illegal underground robot fighting arena. A girl with pink hair dominates the match, easily destroying her opponent. But suddenly, Yama's robot rises back up, and with the chainsaw built into its arm, it slices the other bot's head clean off. The crowd erupts. Yama smirks and shouts, "Who's next?" That's when a 14-year-old boy steps forward, Hiro Hamada. He wants to fight Yama's undefeated machine. Hiro built his robot himself. Bets are placed, the crowd tightens, and the fight begins. Within seconds, Hiro's bot is torn to pieces. He loses badly. Hiro asks for another chance, claiming it's his first fight. Yama refuses, until Hiro pulls out stacks of cash. Now Yama agrees. Round 2 starts. Except this time, something changes. Hiro's tiny robot reassembles itself, and he activates its kill mode. Suddenly, the micro-robot splits into multiple pieces, swarming the enemy. It rips off the bot's arm, then tears off its head. Hiro wins, and takes all the money. Yama is furious. He grabs Hiro's robot and orders his men to attack. Just before they do, Tadashi, Hiro's older brother, arrives and saves him. Tadashi warns Hiro that bot fighting is illegal, but Hiro only cares about fast money. As they try to escape, police swarm the place and arrest everyone, including Hiro and Tadashi. Their Aunt Cass bails them out, scolding them the entire way home. Back in their room, Hiro grabs his robot, ready to go fight again. Tadashi stops him. "You graduated high school at 14, and now you just waste time on bot fights?" Hiro snaps back. "What am I supposed to do? Go to college like you, learn what I already know." He storms off, so Tadashi offers to join him, except instead of the arena, he takes Hiro to the university lab. There, Hiro meets Tadashi's friends, Gogo, Wasabi, Honey Lemon, and Fred. Each shows off their wild science projects. Then Tadashi brings him to his lab and sticks tape on Hiro's arm, ripping it off. Hiro yelps in pain. That triggers Tadashi's invention, a healthcare robot named Baymax. He scans Hiro, identifies the injury, and treats him instantly. Tadashi explains he downloaded years of medical research into Baymax, making him a full healthcare companion. To deactivate Baymax, you simply say, "I am satisfied with my care." Hiro says it, and Baymax quietly deflates back into his charging station. Just then, Professor Robert Callahan, head of the robotics department, walks in, a legend in robotics. Hiro tells him he participates in bot fighting. Callahan replies that his own daughter once loved robotics just as passionately. He encourages Hiro to apply for the university. Outside, Hiro decides he wants in. Tadashi shows him a pamphlet. It reads, "Showcase event, create something extraordinary, earn admission." Hiro thinks, but nothing comes, until Tadashi jokingly hangs him upside down to shake ideas loose. Hiro spots his battlebot, and suddenly, inspiration strikes. For days, Hiro works non-stop in the garage. He builds, programs, refines, and finally completes his invention. At the showcase, Hiro is nervous. He pulls out a single microbot. Tiny, unimpressive, the crowd seems underwhelmed, until Hiro puts on the neural transmitter. Instantly, the microbots respond to his thoughts, forming shapes, structures, even carrying him through the air. The audience is stunned. He wins everyone over. Right after Hiro's presentation, tech giant Alistair Cray approaches him, offering to buy the microbots for a fortune. But just before Hiro can answer, Professor Callahan steps in and warns him, "Don't sell to Cray." Cray leaves, disappointed, and that moment changes everything. After the showcase, Professor Callahan hands Hiro an official university acceptance letter. Aunt Cass invites everyone to celebrate at the cafe, but Tadashi stops Hiro for a walk near campus. Hiro says softly, "Everything I am is because of you." Before Tadashi can respond, a massive explosion shakes the ground. A building at the university is on fire. A student screams that Callahan is still inside. Hiro begs Tadashi not to go, but Tadashi runs straight into the flames to save his professor. His hat falls to the ground. Hiro picks it up. Boom! A violent blast sends Hiro flying backward. Next scene, Tadashi and Callahan are gone. Their funeral is quiet, heavy, full of tears. People visit Hiro's home to offer condolences, but nothing eases his pain. Days pass. Everyone slowly moves on, except Hiro. He isolates himself, refuses to attend school, barely speaks to Aunt Cass. One evening while cleaning his old bot, a piece breaks off and falls on his foot. Hiro yelps in pain, and that sound activates Baymax. The healthcare robot inflates out of his pod and scans Hiro, despite Hiro trying to push him away. He doesn't want help. He doesn't want anything. As Baymax fusses over him, Hiro notices something moving under the bed, a microbot, still functioning. But all microbots were destroyed in the fire. So how is this one still active? Hiro shrugs it off and tosses it into a glass container. But Baymax observes it closely and says, "This microbot is trying to go somewhere." Joking, Hiro replies, "Then go ahead. See where it wants to go." Baymax takes him seriously. He walks out of the house and heads toward its signal. Hiro chases after him, but Aunt Cass stops him momentarily. He pretends everything is fine and slips out again to follow Baymax. The trail leads them across the city to an old abandoned warehouse. The microbot keeps pulling toward the inside. The door is locked, so they climb through a window. Baymax squeezes in only after deflating half his body like a balloon. Inside, they discover something shocking. Millions millions of microbots. Someone has copied Hiro's invention on a massive scale. Before the boy can process it, Baymax startles him, and Hiro yells loud enough for someone to hear. A man in a kabuki mask appears. Suddenly, microbots surge toward Hiro and Baymax like a tidal wave. They run, they leap through a window, and Baymax cushions Hiro like an airbag as they hit the ground. They rush to a police station, but the officer doesn't believe a word of their story. Baymax's battery runs low, turning him into sleepy, wobbly, drunk mode. So Hiro drags him back home and plugs him in to recharge. While charging, Baymax sees Tadashi's hat and asks, "Who is this?" Hiro quietly answers that Tadashi is gone. Baymax scans Hiro again, detecting emotional distress. He gently hugs him and even calls their friends to help him cope. As Hiro explains what happened the night of the fire, a realization hits him hard. Tadashi didn't die in an accident. Someone started that fire, the masked man who stole the microbots. Determined, Hiro takes Baymax to the garage and upgrades him. He builds a second chip filled with combat moves, martial arts, and targeting systems. He inserts it alongside Tadashi's original healthcare chip and designs Baymax a full armored suit. Baymax is no longer just a nurse, he's a warrior. Hiro finishes upgrading Baymax, then runs a combat test. Everything works, so the two of them head out to hunt the masked man. But they don't notice a van following them. They return to the warehouse, but it's empty now. Nothing left, no clues, no microbots. Then suddenly, the lone microbot Hiro kept begins pulling again. They follow it, all the way to the docks. There, standing on a swarm of microbots, the masked man approaches them. Hiro and Baymax hide behind crates. Then that same van pulls up. Inside are Gogo, Wasabi, Honey Lemon, and Fred. Hiro begs them to leave, but it's too late. The masked man attacks. Baymax shields everyone, and they escape in the van, but microbots strike like a tidal wave, pushing the van off a bridge. Everyone falls into the water, but Baymax inflates, balloon style, and floats them safely to the surface. Shaken, they all decide they need a safe place to hide. Fred offers his house, a literal mansion. Even the team can't believe he lives there. Inside, Hiro sketches the symbol he saw in the warehouse. No one recognizes it. Fred then connects the dots using comic book logic. What if the masked man is Cry? After all, Hiro refused to sell him the microbots, but Baymax reveals something important. I scanned him. I have his medical data. Hiro's eyes light up. If Baymax scanned him once, they could scan the entire city. But to fight this enemy, they must evolve. Hiro takes them to his garage and says, "We don't fight him unless we can take his mask." The transmitter is behind it. He customizes gear for all four friends. Gogo gets magnetic wheels and speed blades. Wasabi gets plasma cutters. Honey Lemon gets chemical sphere grenades. And Fred becomes a fire-breathing monster suit. And Baymax? Full armored upgrade, jet thrusters, wings, rocket punch. Hiro and Baymax take flight across the entire city, wind rushing, neon lights flashing, Hiro laughing for the first time in weeks. Later, they land on a quiet rooftop to rest. Baymax suggests going home, but Hiro refuses. He orders a full city scan. Baymax scans every street, every alley, until match detected on a remote island. The team heads there. Inside a broken, abandoned facility, they find the remains of experiments and a video. It shows Cray once testing portal transportation. Despite system failure warnings, he forces a pilot named Abigail into the portal. It glitches. She never returns. The portal tears reality apart until it collapses entirely. The team assumes Cray is rebuilding it using microbots, but they aren't alone. The masked man attacks again. Baymax protects them, but he gets thrown back. The others fight and fall hard. Just as the masked man prepares to finish them off, Hiro and armored Baymax rush back in. A battle explodes across the ruined lab. The masked man strikes. Hiro crashes into him, ripping off the mask. They finally see his face. It's not Cray, it's Professor Callahan. Hiro stares, stunned. "But you died in the fire." Callahan replies coldly, "I used your microbots to escape." Hiro's voice shakes. "Tadashi went in to save you." Callahan's answer cuts deep. That was his mistake. Hiro snaps rage, replacing grief. Baymax destroy him, but Baymax refuses. His healthcare programming won't allow violence, so Hiro removes Tadashi's healthcare chip. Baymax's eyes narrow. Combat mode activated. Baymax launches toward Callahan like a missile, attacking with pure force. Gogo, Wasabi, Honey, and Fred rush in, trying to stop him. In the struggle, the mask slips from Hiro's hand. Callahan grabs it, controls the microbots, and escapes. Honey quickly inserts Tadashi's original healthcare chip back into Baymax, bringing him back to normal mode. Callahan disappears. Hiro explodes with anger. He wanted revenge. They wanted justice. He refuses to listen, orders Baymax to track Callahan, but Baymax's scanner is damaged. Back in the garage, Hiro attempts to remove Tadashi's chip again, but Baymax locks him out, saying, "You are endangering others. Tadashi programmed me to help people." Then Baymax plays the videos of Tadashi building him. Every failure, every retry, every smile. Hiro finally understands what Tadashi truly intended. His anger breaks into tears. Then the team returns. Hiro apologizes, and they forgive him. They hand him a USB drive. Hiro plugs it into his laptop and watches the truth. The test pilot who vanished inside the portal was Callahan's daughter, Abigail. That's why Callahan Callahan stole the microbots, not for power, for revenge. With the truth revealed, the team gears up and heads to Kray's new building. Meanwhile, at the grand opening, Callahan attacks Kray using a massive swarm of microbots and activates a rebuilt portal, pulling the entire building into the void. The heroes arrive. They rush in, trying to stop him, but Callahan unleashes the microbots like a tidal storm. Baymax is thrown back. Hero gets caught in the collapsing structure. Hero grabs onto a cable for dear life while the others fight, but Callahan traps them instantly. Hero shouts across the chaos, "Don't give up, break the pattern, find another way out." And they do. Everyone scatters, dodges, and escapes their traps. Baymax breaks free with a rocket fist and rescues Hero, but now Callahan charges straight at them. Hero calls a new plan. Forget the mask, attack the microbots themselves. Honey Lemon and Fred create a smokescreen. Gogo and Wasabi slice the swarm apart, and the microbots begin spiraling into the portal. Callahan tries to strike, but runs out of microbots. Baymax pushes through and destroys the mask. The portal collapses, but doesn't close. Everyone runs for safety, but Baymax stops. Inside the portal, he senses life. Someone is still in there. It's Abigail. Hero and Baymax dive into the collapsing wormhole, drifting through a strange, broken dimension until they find her pod. They pull Abigail free, but debris strikes Baymax, damaging his armor and boosters. They can't fly out. Baymax looks at Hero and calmly says, "I have one more option." He detaches his rocket fist and attaches Hero's escape pod to it. It will launch Hero and Abigail out, but Baymax will stay behind. Hero shakes his head, breaking down. "I'm not letting you go." Baymax places a hand on his shoulder. "I will always be with you." To launch, Hero must say the shutdown phrase, "I'm satisfied with my care." With tears streaming down his face, Hero finally whispers the words. The rocket fist fires. Hero and Abigail blast through the portal. Baymax fades into the void. The portal closes behind them. Hero returns, alive but heartbroken. Abigail is rushed to the hospital. Callahan is arrested, but Baymax is gone. Life slowly returns to normal. Everyone moves forward. One day, while Hero is going through his things, he opens Baymax's rocket fist and finds Tadashi's healthcare chip inside, the last piece of Baymax he thought he had lost. With a shaking smile, Hero rebuilds Baymax. Baymax powers up, with every memory still intact. Hero's eyes fill with relief and joy. Baymax is back. With his brother's dream living through him, Hero doesn't stop. He rises. He and his friends become real heroes, protecting their city, saving lives, and building a future Tadashi would have been proud of. Together, they become Big Hero 6. If you loved the story, tap like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.